This is the reading for the month of May 2021 for the parents and or guardians of the Taurus child. I hope you are all well. Thank you so much for returning. For those of you who are here once again, anyone who is here for the first time, welcome and thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all of you for being here. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like if you like the content, and it's always encouraged to comment if you are so inclined to do so. And let's see, it's May, everyone, it's May. How is that happening so quickly? Okay. And please remember, this is a general reading. It's for the collective Taurus child. And I also know that you are here for many age ranges, itty bitty ones, teenagers, and everything in between. You are all welcome. And also please take note that my readings are not gender specific. So please apply gender as it best resonates for your household. Okay, so let's get started. This first position here will tell us what your little Taurian is experiencing during the month of May. Very nice. Okay. Well, little Taurus is having a great time here. 3 of Cups. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like your little one is meeting new friends, new classmates potentially. Just having a great time with his or her peers. This is a beautiful card to start off with. I mean, look at it. It says it all, right? Like I can almost hear their laughter, right? Like the cute little child giggles, if you will. So cute. And this is rooted and paired with the 8 of Coins. So this is really nice because here in May, you're Taurus. And of course, this is going to play out differently depending on the age of your little one, right? So some of you are going to have little itty bitty ones who have not yet even started walking, but there's a sense of joy that you may notice, or a sense of focus on something, whether it's because they're just trying to figure out how to move their hands or how to walk, or it's the first time they join a sports team, or it's the first time they make a friend of a certain, gender that they've maybe never had friends with before, because there is a feeling of change here with the 3. So maybe your little one is meeting friends that are just different from him or her, which is awesome, right? And there's a lot of joy and collaboration happening in this diversity that your little one is coming in line with. It's very, very beautiful. And working hard also, right? Little Taurus is working on whatever is in front of him or her. And again, this applies across the board, any age here. There's a sense of contentment with the work that's being handed to him or her. This includes chores and things that they are given as chores, but most importantly, things that they like to do. So this is a good time, dear parent, when the 3 of Cups is paired with the 8 of Coins. It also tells me that they are willing to work creatively on things they love. And the other way around, they're willing to love the things that they are creating. It's a very beautiful combination. So what this tells me, especially for those of you who have little bitty older kiddos, like teenagers or any child here exploring with new creative, right? This can be an instrument, another language, drawing, painting, even figuring out new mathematical problems, whatever it is that your little one, whatever the creative challenge is coming up, because remember, just because it's math, it does not mean it's not creative. It's absolutely, there's creative involved there, right? So whatever is going on with your little one, Spirit wants to encourage you, the parent, to facilitate, facilitate opportunities where creative can be met with discipline and structure and work, where the 2 can be blended together. This is going to be very important for your little one here in May, and to feel fully content. with what he or she is doing. But overall, this is great energy. It's really fun. It's also about expanding and getting to know himself a little bit better, and pushing to see how far they can get type of energy. It's very beautiful. I like it. Okay, so let's move on to any potential conflict or challenge that your little Taurus may be facing here in the month of May. And yes, that's not surprising. Yes, okay. So, a couple of things here. So, first off, we talked about how content he or she's going to be with his or her peers and creative and the work, right? And, in many cases, there's going to be a couple of things. There's Five of Wands is about competition, a bit of conflict, but it can also be about working together with others to figure some things out. And sometimes when you collaborate with others, there's a little bit of conflict that may come up, not because it's necessarily negative, but sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times when we work with others, there will be a point where we need to agree to disagree, right? Because not everyone is going to be on the same page. And so, a potential conflict that your little one could be facing here is disagreements, right? Disagreeing on what direction to go regarding something to do with their creative or this work that's happening here. So, they can maybe become a little stubborn in terms of, well, I want to do it this way, but yet the group that he or she is working on this project with, or having fun with, or even just playing on the playground, maybe they want to go on the slide, but your little one doesn't want to do that, wants to skate instead. And so that's going to be a little bit of a conflict and learning how to negotiate with peers and classes, which is actually a nice opportunity here to get, right? Anytime we're learning how to navigate those conflicts and learning how to negotiate and speak up and talk about what our needs are. But here's where the conflict lies. Not so much, the conflict doesn't necessarily lie in the conflict card. The conflict may potentially lie in the Empress card. And the reason is that sometimes the Empress, one of the beautiful things about the Empress is that it is a receptive card, right? It's very much about receiving. It's about sitting back and letting all the luxuries come forth because the work has already been done through the other suits. And now the Empress gets to enjoy that. However, this can sometimes translate into sitting back and waiting for things to get figured out, right? So there could be this conflict between negotiating, negotiating for a solution or learning how to play with others versus just sitting back and waiting to receive and being receptive. And sometimes that can translate into being I think lazy is too harsh of a word, but maybe more passive, right? In situations where little Taurus maybe can benefit from not being so passive. So that's a potential conflict. So the advice here, or the reason this is coming up in the reading here, dear parent, is just for you, the parent, to be on the lookout. And what ways could you facilitate? If you notice little Taurus is maybe getting a little too comfortable with all the other kiddos deciding what they want, even though he or she wants to go a different direction, or becoming so stubborn that they're just sitting, laying back, doing things their way, without actually collaborating and meeting others halfway, then this is your opportunity to obviously step in and kind of be on the lookout for that, because there is some opportunity here potentially where your little one is going to just be like, well, I'm just going to sit back and hang out and let these, other kiddos figure it out. Um, and that could be a conflict because in the long run, your little one may not actually receive what they need, or learn how to speak up what it is they need, or collaborate well with others. Okay. Okay. So, in terms of, but overall, though, as of right now, the energy is really, really nice. I'm not feeling anything crazy here. If anything, it's really, really nice. And comforting and fun, which is why this can play in, because little one is having so much fun, they don't want to rock the boat, right? And instead, they're going to step back and be receptive. Again, that may be beneficial in some circumstances and others not so much. If you observe it as a parent, you'll know how to navigate, because you'll know, okay, well, I would like my little one to learn the skills of negotiating, or the skills of collaboration, or the skills of what have you. Or, you know what? Taurus did a good job here, standing back and letting things kind of resolve on their own. Good job. You know, it all depends on what's going on for you, your household, and the energy surrounding your little Taurian. Okay, so let's move on to this position, which is what your little one needs most from you during the month of May. And I do want to preface it by saying that this is not always what they want from you, but it is what they need from you. Two of Swords, Nine of Cups. Yeah. So there's going to be a sense of, you know, little one, your little Taurus may just be enjoying life so much that it's causing some confusion in terms of what to stand behind. I hope that makes sense, because I see it very clearly, but I hope I'm articulating it well enough, because there is a sense of contentment happening here, right? There's, like I said earlier, there's like a lot of great stuff happening that could potentially put your little one in a sense of not wanting to choose a direction, and instead literally closing his or her eyes, kind of, okay, let's see how this, hopefully this one gets resolved on its own, and not actually moving forward to make a decision or stand up for himself or herself, for example, or let someone know, no, I don't really want to eat that today. I would rather have XYZ or whatever if they're out to lunch with friends, right? Part of that that's happening is because Nine of Cups is all about indulgence, right? It's all about feeling good and living it up. And so part of that not wanting to make a decision comes with, it happens because, you know, sometimes we don't want to rock. Again, it's that not wanting to rock the boat, or things are so good, why make a decision? Or I'm just going to be receptive and things, you know, close my eyes and hope that when I open them, things have been resolved. So in terms of what they need most from you, this came up because, my dear parent, Spirit here is advising that this is an opportunity for you to take the blinders off, or to take the blindfold off, excuse me, off of your little one, and encourage and enable little Taurus to make decisions, and that it's okay. You can be initially confused, but then figuring out, well, what is it that I do actually want? Obviously, your little one wants the joy and the pleasure of just having a good time, because it's all indicated here. And at the same time, there's this other energy of, you know, being maybe a little too receptive and not speaking up, or not making the moves that they actually want to move. And so it's a great opportunity to teach this now, right? And that's what your little one needs most from you, dear parent, is to enable, to teach, to show them how important it is to know what you stand for or stand by, because that helps us better organize our thoughts and decisions to, you know, making a decision and moving forward in life with things. I'm kind of picking up here that there's also, there's a little bit of people pleasing feeling here that's happening with little Taurus. So again, as the, what your child needs most from you is for you to enable a skill set, or to enable the conversation of why it's okay to know what you want, and why it's okay to make a decision and not be in a stuck place of confusion. That just as much as his or her little friends have their opinions, he or she has the right to also have his or her opinions and voice them so that they're not stuck in this receptive, you know, unable to negotiate with others space. Okay. Yeah, there's some people pleasing tendencies coming up here. And I mean, that could serve us to a certain extent, but again, the reason though is because they are having such a great time. So there isn't anything weird happening here, right? It's more about, oh, I really like these friends, and I really like that I'm laughing so much. So I'm just going to keep it cool and be the peacemaker and agree. Okay, which is interesting because a grown Taurian is not usually like that. But again, that's the generality I know. Okay, so let me see if there is any other advice here for you regarding this situation. Oops, no, 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 too many cards. Okay, any advice card? Any advice for the parents, guardians of the Taurus child, dear spirit? Let me see. Nope, that's too many. Nope, I don't think anything is actually coming out, but let me try one more time. Any advice? Let's see if this is it. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Queen of Pentacles in traditional. And again, you see how the parent is holding his or her child. There's an essence here for me about when I see the coins or pentacles, it's about self-worth and our self-value. So here it's about reminding your child about his or her own self-worth, that they are worthy, and that they too, that their opinions matter. Okay, and they don't need to be stuck in this, I don't know, let me just close my eyes, you all make a decision for me kind of place. So spirit here is reminding you that you have the power, dear parent, by reminding your little one of how valuable, how how worthy they are, and how much they have to offer inherently. Very, very clear. Okay, so let's open up. Let's see what this card is. Truth. Okay, very nice. So this card is for your entire family, just like a final message of something you and your family should be focusing on together as a family unit here in the month of May. And truth came up. So again, having the ability and the courage to speak up and say what it is that you need. What do we need as a family? Maybe this is a family thing that your little one has picked up. Maybe there are some tendencies happening in your family dynamic where your little one has watched, some people pleasing, or maybe not always speaking up about what it is that you truly want. Speaking your truth, being honest. Do I really like mac and cheese? No, not really. Then why are we eating it every Friday night? That's just a silly example, but I have a feeling it will resonate with someone. So something to practice here with your family in May, because this is the family card. This is for your family, is truth. Truth about what you want, truth about your needs. And then through that, your little one will see the example and practice his or her own truth out in the world. All right, dear parent and guardian, I hope this was helpful. And please remember to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And as always, it's a pleasure to have you here today. And I hope to see you back here in, oh my gosh, June. Whoa, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. June. Oh my gosh, the year's going. All right. Ciao, everyone.